Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. Theta here alongside Lessons, and we are going to be looking at the new Mobile Suit Gundam. How do you like to pronounce it?
GQuuuuuX?
Yeah, it's
QX?
like see a G and a Q.
Yeah. Yeah, but the G and the Q are and the X are in, at least in English, they are uppercase. So it feels like they want you to sound them off.
Okay, well, you can also you've seen the logo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is the U's are like trailing off over top of one another. So
yeah, turn to J's apparently.
Well, I don't know about that. It's just I don't know how that's representative.
GQuuuuuX.
Like, is that a yell? Is that like a trailing off?
GQuuuuuX. Oh,
GQuuuuuX. Objection.
That might be an interesting take on it.
Yeah, no, that would be Werewolf. Gundam Werewolf is literally the well, that's the murder mystery. I guess it could be a legal procedural too. I'm not sure. I didn't read it yet because that is Universal Century. So that could be spoilers. I want to at some point, but
yeah.
Anyway, obviously, new Gundam. We watch Gundam stuff here. I loved Witch from Mercury. Did you watch Witch from Mercury?
I should watch Witch from Mercury. I haven't watched it. Or Iron Blood
Orphans.
Iron Blood Orphans.
I mean, that was a while back. I think.
Yeah.
I think, though, that they are releasing new stuff for Iron Blood Orphans coming up because the game has been out and the game has animated cutscenes around it as stuff that's happening between first season and second season of Iron Blood Orphans. And I believe they're releasing that kind of stuff as its own thing. It has animation-wise, too. Otherwise, though, it's been a while back now, Iron Blood Orphans. I mean, relatively in the modern sense. Anyway, obviously, we talked about it. We said when it comes out, we'll watch it. So, might as well watch the trailer.
直径 6.4km のスペースコロニーは 113.5 秒に1回回転し 1G の遠心力を生み出している。
You're right amount of cheese.
足の下にあるんだ。コロニー生まれの私たちは本物の重力も
Like the music.
本物の空も知らない。
Very lo-fi.
もちろん本物の海も。賞金をかけてモビルスーツ
That Pokemon look.
クランバトル？
Yeah, actually it has a look like more like Americanized anime, right? American cartoons that are made into anime, right? I mean, it's clearly anime, but
also, funny enough, it's Japanese language in the background, so they didn't actually Americanize the background languages.
This is very, also very urbanized, right? Like the idea is that this very much inner city, because we've seen a lot of Bangchi before, and it's more like suburbs and stuff like that, right? This is very much like a mega city kind of situation. It also might feel like this is our like illegal fights or something like that. Kind of a little bit of G Gundam kind of situation going on.
I don't know.
Because these are kids, but they don't seem to be any. Well, the only one that appears like a militarized units per se is the equivalent of the Saku, which has writing and all that. So it has like it's an official unit. Everything else looks like,
Well, I mean, they make it sound. They say she could die, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So has the same feel to me as say like Fast and the Furious, like they're drift racers or something. That there's something they can do, but they frowned upon or illegal. animator there, Taka, not animator, character design, Taka,
Yep.
famous for Pokemon.
Mhm.
I know I
Also
looked
has
that
a
one up
lot of-
specifically, but obviously the thing to also mention is this is from the studio that Anno started after he left Gainax, so it's kind of
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Well, I mean,
The
I'm sorry,
Gainax,
the way that we both
mind-bending.
hesitated there in the moment made it sound like, oh, we consider this to be a bad thing. I mean, I don't consider it to be a bad thing. I
No,
love
no.
Anno's work. I watched all of Nadia, Secret of Blue Water. I mean, the thing is, I don't specifically like Eva, so maybe in that regard,
Evangelion, yeah.
I don't actually care, but I like his other works.
Yeah. It's just that Gainax is, well, used to be anyway. Well, Gainax, it's
I mean, Gainax is full crooks now, but I mean, this is Anno's company that he formed after Gainax.
Mhm.
Kara, I believe is how it's pronounced.
Yeah. No, it says, but it has a very particular like mind screwy kind of situation. Also, the way I seen comparisons to the Gundams here to SSD Gridman.
I've seen the side by side shots of the two shows, but I didn't see anything there. It's like sometimes people do these like comparison things where they put the two videos together, and it's like that's certainly two different animations to me. I don't see these things looking alike. It's just like if you have someone screaming in one and someone screaming in the other, and they both look up and to the left, it's like certainly up and to the left is a direction two people could look.
Yeah.
It's like it's not exactly one for one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna like accuse anybody of like tracing here or anything.
No. But it has a sort of build up aspect that is Gridman has. So like they're like plates upon plates kind of thing. Like
I've actually seen Gridman outside of trailers and whatnot. So
I think I saw the first episode, but then for some reason I stopped or I couldn't get the other episode.
So the thing that I've heard about this show though is that it might be alt UC.
That's interesting. So using the UC calendar, but different.
That it might be an AU, like something changed, something didn't happen in the UC timeline and created this new reality or something. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. I think that came from a leak off of the Italian website. Or not even a leak. I think that just comes from the Italian website.
I mean, it's an interesting thing because when Gundam just does something alternate, they just make an entire universe for it. It's like, oh no, this is something different, right? UC is UC, CE,
Yeah, I mean,
Cosmic
Wish for
Era,
Mercury was its own thing. So
yeah, they don't have a problem with that. I think that would be actually for Gundam. That would be an interesting take, right? It's like, oh yeah, these are the events of UC, but right, as opposed to like, no, this is completely different. We have like we're watching Seed and Seed Destiny, like, oh, there's Plafs instead of Xeon.
Well, yeah, that would be an AU though, because that's literally just reimagining everything with different characters. It'd be like I don't know if I said this during Mobile Suit Gundam or the Origin. The reimagining what if Jimba hadn't made it to Earth or something like that. How things might have changed. That would be in alt UC. So, I mean, I don't know where the idea here is what changed. Obviously, the risk here to me is that I don't know the UC timeline yet because we're still in Mobile Suit Gundam as the recording of this. And we got a lot of work to get through just the year 79. So if this changes anything before, after 79, hope they don't tell me a lot about it. Actually, to be fair, this would be from the point of view of characters that are very ground level, urban, as you said. So whatever changes exist, I guess the risk to me would be from the community.
Yeah, making
not the characters wouldn't know things changed because the characters are like, characters would be like time travelers, right? The time travel, or not the time travel, the background characters in a time travel show. Oh, I've changed the past. hey, who's the president? What do you mean? Of course it's, you know, they're not going to know, and I'm not going to know for not having lived it. So
yeah, it's Matthew Willard or something like that.
yeah, I mean, that doesn't seem crazy. Everyone loved him after his appearance in Scream or Wing Commander.
Yeah, that movie was a thing. That's a thing that happened. Scooby-Doo also.
Or Hackers.
Hackers, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He was a Scooby. I'm just going through my own mental bibliography of movies. My mental IMDb. Anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen the website for the show because they've done it in the same style as Witch from Mercury, and at the moment they have the three characters: the two girls and the mysterious guy, and
so
the one.
He's the one who's probably the one who has the Saku. Probably the way they.
No, I think he has something to do with the Gundam.
Oh.
I think. I don't remember. Sorry. This isn't coming. I'm not like sitting here with like a paper full of notes or something about this is the breakdown of the things I saw in the trailer, and we could do that, but no.
It's pretty short. It's
well, yeah. Again, yeah. This is more for us to sink our teeth into, and I guess get ready for sometime in January, where hopefully there'll be some sort of release that we can digest for the movie version. I thought it was interesting. At the end of the trailer, it says there's a theatrical release that's going to be edited from the episodes, which is like, does that mean we're doing the compilation movie first and then getting the series later?
I guess that's a way of introduction.
Yeah, well, because I initially thought we would get what Witch from Mercury did was like a prologue. Background from Witch from Mercury. Initially, what they wanted to do was to have that prologue in between season. It's technically called season 1 and 2. It's actually first core, second core of one season. But the difficulties when people can't figure that shit out, and you're trying to find out if a thing is going to have a new season, and everyone's like, but it already had a second season. And it's like, no, it fucking didn't. These are two different cores of one season, and now I can't find out if I need to look up season 2 or season 3, even though it only had one season. Anyway, the story behind that one was that they initially wanted to release that between the two cores. Sorry, I'm taking a step back again. They also said in the first core that there was going to be 2 seasons, and then they decided, no, it's going to be 2 cores. So that was also a difficulty there. But then they decided to release it as a lead up to the show, which was the right decision, because that thing was got you so fucking emotionally invested in The Witch from Mercury that you just had to see where it went from there. So I kind of expected that that's what we were being introduced to here.
Yeah.
And it turns out that this is like, no, this is something more. I mean, granted, like the way that we watched the Seed movies to get you caught up, the idea of watching the movie first and be like, I need to know more about what the fuck is going on here, and then being able to watch a longer form show would certainly be a lot more interesting.
Certainly fills a lot of the blanks.
Yeah, well, all the missing stuff, like, oh, I watched the movie and I don't remember any of this, and it turns out you're getting like an hour worth of scenes between these two things that happened in the movie.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully it's not going to be like Origin, right? Where Origin is one thing, and then you have Mobile Suit Gundam, The Origin, Rise of the Red Comet, which is just take those hour-long episodes and cut them into 24-minute episodes. Where it's exactly the same thing, just longer.
Yeah. Yeah, that could also ruin the pacing as well. You have to be careful with that.
That just wouldn't be as interesting. Like, I'd much prefer watching The Origin at its hour to an hour and 20-minute clips versus 24 minutes, 24 minutes, 24 minutes, 24 minutes. All right. I mean, anything else to say here?
No, again, I mentioned that when we seen like we see War in the Pocket or something like that. Not many major spoilers. Even the original Gundam. When we see inside the space stations, we've seen cities and all that, but the focus is mostly on sort of middle class, urban, suburban lifestyle, right? Where most of the characters come from, like your typical, high school or even middle school kid or even younger has a house and parents and in the suburbs and sort of like that. And that's the kind of life that gets disrupted. Here, clearly they're going for the sort of deeply urban. These kids are living in the city. It's all cityscapes. You don't really see any farmland.
There's something about their being forced here into the Bandai.
Probably.
No, I think there's some. Yeah, I can't remember if it's from the website and the character description there, or if it was said here in the trailer. But something about they didn't want to be here and that they're being forced to be here. And the idea is that they could do these duels to get out.
Mm.
By the way, I think that's something of a carryover from other. Witch from Mercury had the dueling system, and it was like, oh, the dueling system, people seem to love that. Let's roll with it.
Yeah.
Also, the element of what you were saying, that the whole Banshai thing. They say in this one that they don't have like a real sky or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or real. I thought the sea element was weird, especially because I've been ranting recently about ocean episodes in Gundam. But the thing that stuck out to me was how you were ranting against Sayla and Edward. Sorry, that's not their names at the time. Casval and Artesia, not realizing that they were on a Banshai when they get launched out into space and see space for the first time, because you thought that was dumb of them. And it's like, I'm thinking about it, well, because in this one, you see their Banshai from the inside, and they've got the same thing like Island Ifish had, which is like the open panels into space.
Yeah.
Because, in Island Ifish, they had to like layer them over, so I guess the thing wouldn't immediately blow out once it hit Earth's atmosphere. Yeah. I was thinking Munzo didn't have that. Munzo is just like solid all the way around. It's just a fucking tube.
Yeah. But I mean, what I was like, yeah, if these kids had any sort of education, they would be like, here's Earth, here's the moon, here are the sides, right?
I want to remind you that when they get to Earth, they think lightning and thunder are Earth weapons to be used against them, so maybe they do get educated, and it's just shit they don't think you need to be learning about. Maybe. Sorry, I want to make a whole thing about the education system reform. Maybe they are taught about shit they actually need to know, like accounting and shit.
But we also, in Origins, we see that there's rain and even lightning inside the Banshee. So at least in Texas, anyway. I don't know if it's simulated or not. Well, I guess it is.
I don't remember that in Texas. I remember rain in Munzo training Banshai. Not Munzo, Side 3's training Banshai. I don't remember lightning or thunder there, though.
When Casval is about to leave, they're in the middle of a storm. And she's like, no.
No, that was just dramatic lighting. Because literally, it's just they're running out. It's a little bit windy, and then it gets darker as the thing pans in on Casval's face. We don't actually see any storm. It's not raining. We don't hear lightning or anything. Or hear lightning. Hear lightning and visualize thunder.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I mean, I don't remember any actual storms in Texas. Except for, obviously, the one that comes in Mobile Suit Gundam, which is to say, Dust Bowl? Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah, because they're not maintaining the homeostasis of inside the
mirrors.
Banshai, and the mirrors, so all the topsoil is flying away. Eventually, I think it would just become this giant dust cloud inside because all the tops will be gone.
Some people are apparently able to live there because they said there's some still ranchers there, and then we see the bulls. So not everyone's moved out.
But eventually, I think it would just, will turn literally into a giant dust bowl, right? All that particular area would just be.
I don't know. I would think that it would.
I mean, it has trees and rocks, so that would stabilize.
Actually, I don't remember seeing any trees. It's just all freaking
Well,
rocks.
yeah.
It just depends. Like, at some point, it would have to calm down because if it was constant dust bowl, then the outer edge of the dust bowl, the one facing the openings to the outside, would be absorbing all the heat, which would then cool it down on the inside, which would cool it down, and then so it'd be a series of just. It wouldn't be a constant dust bowl. It would be a series of weather effect.
Yeah.
Low pressure, high pressure, built up off of the warming and cooling of the outer edge of the dust cloud thing.
I know, but eventually the without anything to hold the terrain.
Well, that's what I'm saying is that it couldn't remain constant because it's the heat effect that's causing the and so with the outer edge as a constant, the outer edge of like the windows or whatever the outer panes are, would be absorbing all the heat, which would cool down the inside of it, which would then reduce it into a higher pressure system, which would then reduce the airflow, so it would calm down, and then the heat would then radiate back into the middle again. So it would be a series of storms instead of one long, like Jupiter eye of the storm thing.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, anyway. We both went to school for meteorology for 7 years, right?
Space weather too, yeah.
All right, well, we went off topic there for a bit, but I guess that's everything here for this trailer. So I guess stay tuned for more updates on this Gundam series and when we may be watching it. Otherwise, once again, I've been Theta. This has been Lessons with Stone-Faced Reactions, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?